Hello folks, today we're going to talk about aircraft design. I decided that it could be a nice idea to share some knowledge of mine while I have around 5 years of industrial experience and currently doing a PhD in Germany about satellites, not aircraft, but still aerospace engineering. So I had a look on my YouTube channel, what I was doing in the past, and mostly I was putting random aviation things, not so interesting maybe for general audience. So I had an idea, I can make some video lessons and teach you some stuff which I know. So let's talk about aircraft design and explain what kind of stages it has. And there are like several general stages of aircraft design. It starts with the conceptual design, where you create a configuration of your aircraft, basically the first appearance of your aircraft. Then it goes to preliminary design stage, where you design not only the outer view of the aircraft but also the internal structure, and basically go through all the engineering protocols which are necessary for creating some systems, some structural design, analysis, etc. And finally it goes to detailed design, where you go on the level of each rivet to create final engineering drawings. After those stages, then the prototyping, testing, certification and manufacturing phases comes, but maybe that's the topic for another video, not for today. So let's have a look on the aircraft. The simple one, Cessna. And what I'm gonna explain on this channel is basically how aircraft is designed, and explain that it's not simply painted as a painting. There are some kind of laws, and the mathematics dictates everything here. So for example, what kind of shape the wing should have, what kind of shape the tailplane should have, what engine should be used, what kind of power sources you will need for specific aircraft, etc. So we're gonna go through step by step all the stages from the scratch, from the empty paper to go to final design. And step by step I will provide some information, maybe some interesting reviews as well, and teach you initially the basic dependencies to be able to design your own aircraft. So everything starts with the initial design parameters. There are many of them, just I will show like few of them, which probably I see the most important for the beginning. You can think of aircraft as some object with having some mass, and the main idea is to be able to lift this mass into the air. So you will need to know what kind of takeoff weight you will have. You can actually calculate that takeoff weight from payload, and by using some engineering books and some protocols, manuals, you will be able to define, for example, maximum takeoff weight and all the other weight parameters, which is actually another interesting stage of aircraft design. But for the simplicity, for the beginning, let's think of some kind of weight and not touch the weight calculations. Another most important parameter is speed. Basically, you should know what kind of speed your aircraft should have. In most of cases, we're talking about cruise speed. All that should happen on some kind of altitude. Technically, you should know on what altitude your aircraft will fly. What's the desired altitude? Then it goes to range, endurance, and these two are dependable on each other, basically. And in case of any specific characteristics, that will provide some extra calculations in aircraft design. Obviously, it fully depends on the type of aircraft you're designing. For example, you want some kind of fast aircraft for reaching some huge speeds, or you need some kind of maneuverable aircraft which needs specific maneuvering characteristics. It depends what you design. But in general, everything starts with the weight, speed and altitude. And then those 3 parameters dictate all the others. Now let's talk about software packages I use for design stages in general. The first, what comes to my mind, is the XFLR5. It's the easy tool, open source, for creating some initial design. Basically, initial aerodynamic design to generate some layout of your wing and tail plane. With the fuselage, I wouldn't use XFLR5 because there's some problems. I will create a lot of videos now using XFLR5, specifically describing how stuff works there. Another software is OpenVSP, which is also open source, and it's really nice for creating some sketching of the aircraft. Basically, if you want to have some kind of easy visualization of your aircraft, it gives you that possibility. And also it has some aerodynamic tools which you can use. Probably I'm going to make even a comparison between XFLR5 and OpenVSP. That will be maybe interesting, just to compare how those 2 different solvers work. For CAD software, which stands for computer-aided design, I use CATIA. You can use any other. It doesn't really matter. The only reason I use CATIA is I'm used to it. I've never used any other CAD software. And that's the whole reason why I use CATIA. So simply saying, all the video lessons about CAD I will provide will be for CATIA. But you can make same stuff in any other software, as I guess. For free, I think the only CAD what comes to my mind is the FreeCAD. I will put the link in the description of the FreeCAD. Well, CATIA is a commercial software. I was using that from my student period, from the university, and then from industry, and then even during my PhD in the research center, I was always using CATIA because it was available in university, in industry, and the research center. So like, yeah, you will have to pay if you want a CATIA, but there are some alternative softwares as well available. And for advanced simulations, because of same reason that it was always available in the places I worked and I work, as ANSYS. So if you want to do some kind of CFD or finite element analysis or any heat analysis, I personally always choose ANSYS. I've tried Abacus, which is also quite nice, but somehow I always stick to ANSYS. Actually, there is a student version of ANSYS available, which you can download for free from their official website. And there's a really good community on ANSYS providing video lessons about all the packages it has, all the modules. So yeah, basically ANSYS is a really nice choice for computer-aided engineering, let's say. So I started this series of video lessons and I will provide step by step all the information. Maybe the best idea will be if I choose some kind of aircraft and redesign it so we can go through all the steps together. The only thing I'm going to ask you is to subscribe to my channel, and you will get a lot of interesting information from this channel. Thanks for watching.